Peppa may have a secret sister who steals her place in the episodes, and this sister might be connected to the disappearance of the family's paternal grandparents. In addition, there is another hidden brother in this story. Hidden. The existence of a pig who looks like Peppa has been discussed ever since a mysterious pig family poster appeared online. Zoom in on the window here. This little pig who looks exactly like Peppa is her long-lost sister. However, she is not the only sibling. There are at least two of them, and you will soon understand why. Since the existence of these secret siblings is a mystery, they do not have official names, so we are going to name them ourselves. One of them will be called Poppy, and the other, who must be the girl we saw in that window, will be called Olivia. Believe us, we have reasons for giving them these names, and that is something you will understand if you keep watching this video. Are you ready to meet Peppa's twins that no one can see? You already know, right? Another Cinewave is starting! Evil Peppa. Have you noticed that Peppa is sometimes much meaner than usual, to the point where she seems like a completely different character? That may be because Olivia pretends to be Peppa in certain episodes. One example of this happens in the episode The Quarrel, where Peppa gets angry after losing several games to Susie Sheep and unfairly accuses Susie of cheating. She does not even apologize after the little sheep gets upset about it, causing the two of them to stop being friends until Daddy Pig convinces them to make up with each other. It is hard to imagine Peppa normally acting this way, especially towards Susie, her best friend. This is one of the main reasons why many people believe that something was wrong with Peppa in this episode. That is because it probably was not really her, but Olivia instead. Olivia definitely has reasons to ruin Susie and Peppa's friendship, since she must be extremely jealous of Peppa, who, unlike her, gets to live a normal life and have friends. And that was not even the only time Olivia supposedly took Peppa's place to do terrible things. In another episode, the little pig simply refused to let George and Richard Rabbit play with her and the other girls inside the treehouse, even though the two little boys were not even causing trouble. Of course, George and Richard cried because it was a very cruel decision from Peppa. She usually only kicks George out of somewhere when he is causing trouble, but in this episode, she did it for absolutely no reason, which makes us think that, once again, Olivia was the one taking the main character's place, all just to make George suffer. In what other episodes could Olivia have been pretending to be Peppa? Names. Another clue Olivia left behind appears in the episode Mummy Pig's Book, where Peppa opens a game on the computer and the scoreboard shows several letters representing the names of different pig family members who played that game, with PEP representing Peppa and GEO representing George. But wait, zoom in on the last name. What is OOP supposed to mean? No known member of the pig family has a name that starts with the letter O. That is why many people believe this is the account belonging to Peppa's secret sister, Olivia Pig. That name fits perfectly with the letters OOP, and that is exactly why we believe one of the twins is named Olivia. It is bizarre to think that Olivia goes into Mummy Pig's office to play whenever no one is watching, especially because it means that, even though she is evil, she still likes having fun just like any other child. Do you also believe Olivia could actually be real? If you do, comment below. #Olivia. Stalker. Olivia may be evil, but there are clues that Poppy is a good brother. To understand this, we will have to go back to the episodes where the pig family was on vacation in Italy. Zoom in here. Peppa forgot Teddy and left him behind, and then a police officer found the bear and returned him to her. But what if the person who had really helped Peppa was Poppy? After all, Peppa's teddy bear was forgotten by the little pig several other times during those episodes, but that police officer always found him and brought him back to Peppa. We think Poppy is watching the pig family 24 hours a day and calls that police officer to get him to return Teddy to the main character whenever necessary. Otherwise, there would be no way for the police officer to always know where Teddy was or where the pig family had gone. Wait a minute, if that is true, did Poppy follow his family all the way to Italy? Wow, then he is just as much of a stalker as Olivia, with the difference being that Poppy only wants to stay close to his family and help them whenever he can. That is why we call him Poppy. It is a name similar to Peppa because he wants to be her friend instead of hurting her. It is almost as if the creators of the show came up with the main character at the same time they created Poppy, as though the original idea was for them to be a duo, Peppa and Poppy. Office. Even though Olivia has done such terrible things, it seems that Mummy Pig knows she is hiding inside the house and helps her stay hidden. Move the camera closer to the shelf in her new office. We can see a picture of George with a little pig who looks like Peppa. However, that polka dot dress is not the same red dress Peppa wears, which could mean that the girl in the drawing is Olivia. If Mummy Pig still keeps a picture of that girl in her office, it is because she still loves her, even though Olivia is so evil. By the way, remember when we found Olivia's name hidden in a computer game? That computer is located inside Mummy Pig's office, which means Olivia really spends a good part of her day in there. We thought she only went inside when no one was watching, but now that we have seen that picture of her in the office, it is becoming easier and easier to believe that Mummy Pig really is helping Olivia. The girl spends her time in the office because Peppa's mother allows her to. Several children. Okay, but why do we think that Poppy exists in addition to Olivia? It is simpler than it seems. In real life, pigs usually have several piglets at once. That is why it is strange that Mummy Pig has only had one baby at a time, and the cartoon itself has already turned animal biology into a clue. Mummy Rabbit had twins, as a reference to rabbits being known for having lots of babies. So the same thing could have happened to Mummy Pig, and Poppy would be Olivia's hidden twin brother. She does not have as many babies as a real rabbit, but this suggests that Mummy Rabbit still has a greater chance of having twins than other characters in the cartoon. Therefore, Mummy Pig should follow that same rule. It is fine that she only had one baby each time she gave birth to George, Peppa, and Evie, but at least one of her pregnancies should have resulted in twins. That is why it makes sense that Peppa does not have only one secret sister, but two secret siblings, and they are twins.
So, have you clicked subscribe yet? If not, do it now, and stay tuned with us in every video.
Basement. But where are these twins hiding? In Olivia's case, it is very possible that she is hiding in the basement. It is a part of Peppa's house that rarely appears, but it is very suspicious. When the power went out, Daddy Pig went down to the basement to look for a flashlight and bumped into something as soon as he reached the bottom of the stairs. It did not happen after he took a few steps, but immediately. In other words, an object had been placed right in front of the stairs, almost as if it were a trap set by Olivia to make Daddy Pig suffer. Sure, walking around in the dark is dangerous, but why would one of the normal members of the pig family place something directly in the path where everyone walks?
Not to mention that Olivia may have been responsible for cutting the power to the house in this episode. When the power goes out, Peppa's parents act as though it is the most normal thing in the world, and no one tries to find out what actually caused the blackout. Maybe because deep down, they know Olivia was the one who did it. Considering her evil personality, it is easy to imagine her doing this kind of thing just to torment her family. While Olivia spends her nights in the basement, we believe Poppy sleeps in the attic, another very mysterious part of the pig family's house. The family members rarely go up there, but whenever they do, we can see that there are some very interesting things inside. Zoom in here. Why are toys being kept in the attic if Peppa and George already have a toy basket? It must be because those toys are not for them, but for Poppy. Wait a minute, Peppa's house was completely rebuilt in 2025 and became much bigger than it was before, gaining new places where Olivia and Poppy could also hide. Can you imagine what the new hiding places of Peppa's secret siblings might be? Get ready because we are going to tell you, and we guarantee it will be shocking. New hiding places. Peppa got a bedroom all to herself, but take a close look at her bed. Peppa still sleeps in a bunk bed, even though she no longer needs to share it with George. Could Olivia be the one sleeping on the bottom bunk while we are not watching? If we pay closer attention, we will notice that the bottom bunk has curtains. These curtains are perfect for Olivia because they allow her to sleep without anyone noticing her, and that is perfect for a girl who is as obsessed with Peppa as she is. As for Poppy, we believe he has started sleeping in the house's new garage. The reason? Zoom in here. There are toys in the garage, just like there were in the attic. He must have taken his toys there, and it makes sense. Poppy likes following his family everywhere they go. Since the car is kept in the garage, he can hide in the trunk whenever he realizes that his family is about to go somewhere by car. Now comes the clue that may explain why the twins were kicked out of the family. Get ready because we guarantee it will be shocking. Paternal grandparents. It is very possible that the answer to this mystery is connected to Peppa's paternal grandparents, meaning Daddy Pig's parents, who have never appeared in the series. Believe it or not, but there is a good chance that Olivia killed them both. After all, in more than 20 years, they have never appeared or even been mentioned.
Peppa only knows her maternal grandparents, who are Mummy Pig's parents. They have appeared in several episodes, while Daddy Pig's parents have never shown their faces. In fact, no one has ever even talked about Peppa's paternal grandparents in more than 400 episodes, almost as though they were a forbidden subject. It almost seems as though a very serious trauma surrounds this subject. The fact that Daddy Pig's parents may have been eliminated by Olivia, his own daughter, is traumatic enough for the subject to become taboo. And it is also a very understandable reason for Olivia to have been kicked out of the family. The big question is Poppy. Why was he also abandoned, even though he is good? Well, our theory is that Olivia manipulated the rest of the pig family into believing that Poppy had helped her, also that he would also be kicked out and Olivia would have someone to keep her company. We have already seen that Olivia is a master manipulator, taking Peppa's place in several episodes and fooling everyone without any difficulty, so it is not unreasonable to believe that Poppy was abandoned because of her.
This was just the beginning, because there are 2 more super fun videos on the screen. Click and keep going with us!